Follow up to, is it narcissism or is it Asperger's? I realized after I made that quick video that I didn't go into enough clarification on explaining why that's an important question. And I want to clarify what I mean by it, because I do think it's a very important conversation, because I do think a lot of times spouses and significant others do not differentiate and are having expectations that are not appropriate. So first, let's start by explaining the terminology. Asperger's is an old term, but most people relate to it and they know what it means. And it's from the DSM-4. The current terminology in DSM-5-TR is ASD, or Autistic Spectrum Disorder, and it's divided into 3 levels. Level 1 is high functioning and they need some support. Level 2 is they need some moderate or extensive support. In level 3, they definitely need explicit and extensive support. A lot of times, the ASD level 1 falls through the cracks, though, because they blend in pretty well. And they enter in relationships where they have not been diagnosed. They have not been given any interventions because nobody knew that they were different from neurotypicals. People might say, oh yeah, he's awkward or she's different. But without a diagnosis, a lot of times there wasn't the intervention in how to explicitly teach them how to relate to other people. So some of the traits that you might see are that they seem to lack empathy. And I want to clarify that or emphasize that word seen. It's not that they don't have empathy, it's that it's hard for them sometimes to know how to show empathy. So when their significant other has a difficult moment in life, they really need some emotional support, the ASD level 1 partner may freeze. They may not know what to do, and nobody's ever taught them how to relate. And some people say, oh, well, they've seen movies, they know what to do, but they can't watch a movie and then put that into practice. They need to be taught how to respond because it doesn't come naturally. It does not mean that they have a bad place in their heart. They don't. A lot of times they're the most caring, loving people, but they're not able to express that easily in the neurotypical way. The other thing sometimes is they have a tendency to get involved in their special interest, whatever that might be. And a lot of times it does not include a human being, because a lot of jobs they have to talk to human beings during the day and it really depletes their energy. And so when they get by themselves outside of work, they enjoy things that don't require human interaction. Computers, video games, building things, maybe watching TV. Those can be their special interests. And sometimes the partner of the ASD level 1 or Asperger, they feel like they don't even care about me. They just go off and they're on the computer for the rest of the evening, and it's like he doesn't even love me anymore. He doesn't even try to talk to me. So sometimes women, and a lot of times I'm going to generalize here, because in my private practice, I usually do see that it's the woman that's neurotypical, and they come into the office and they say, I think my husband is a narcissist. And I'll ask why, and they'll give these examples like, he doesn't care about me, it's all about him, he does his own thing, he doesn't remember or do special things for our anniversary, my birthday, he didn't show me care or concern at these difficult moments of my life. He had to just stay on his schedule and do what he needed to do, and it was all about him in those moments. But that's where I'll ask them, okay, have you caught your spouse in habitual lying? Most of the time, a narcissist, and I want to clarify that it's not just any narcissist that it's hard to differentiate. It's a covert narcissist. A covert narcissist generally is not really mean to you, openly critical of you. They keep their narcissism way on the down low. But they don't show empathy because they really don't care about you. They are looking for their next feel-good high moment, and that's attention from other people, or it's the rush of buying something new or meeting someone new that makes them feel good about themselves, or maybe even, a substance addiction, porn addiction, or getting involved in multiple affairs because they need something to make themselves feel good at all times. They don't feel good on their own. And so I really should clarify that it's really covert narcissism, and they lack empathy too, because in those moments that the partner needs them to care and show that they care, they're usually not doing that. They're off doing whatever it is that they need to feel good about themselves. And that's where it's really hard to differentiate between these two things. They both show a lack of empathy. They both seem absorbed in their own interest and their own things. So even though lying and addictions are not listed as traits of NPD or narcissism, most of the time there will be habitual lying, and they will have kept secrets that are damaging to the relationship when they come out. And they have another life going on outside of you, especially if you've been with them for a long period of time. They cannot keep that up for a long period that they are satisfied with one relationship and one situation. So I hope this help clears up the difference between the two. I definitely have a heart for the ASD community. I just see a lot of people come into my office that I think they haven't been diagnosed, and nobody has explicitly helped them understand how to relate better and what to do in relationships. And then that partner thinks that they're narcissistic, and that's so sad to me, because I really think the ASD is doing the best that they know how to do with what they have. And if we can distinguish instead of just label, because narcissism is a popular term right now, I think that can be really helpful to the ASD community. And that's what I'm trying to differentiate here.